Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests in this Wednesday brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. No shortage of submissions in Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox, reminding us of the various winning spirit locations around the Vancouver area, of course, now defunct. There's one in North Van, apparently. One I remember in Brentwood Mall.
The Brentwood, I remember one. But there's another one. Are you saying North Van? Because I got another one here. Park Royal North. Okay, so there's still one there. Winning Spirit. Park Royal North.
I'm quitting. That's it.
Okay.
Is Park Royal West Van or North Van?
Do I look like I go to Park Royal? I don't know. There's a million Park Royal malls. I don't know where Park Royal is. It's in North Van. I've never been there. Never been there.
It's the highest of brow malls in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah, and it's hard to navigate.
Derek
too.
agrees.
Two sides to it. But I think it's officially, to your defense, it's officially West Van, I think.
No.
Isn't it?
It's just over the Lions Gate.
Where's the border there? Is it Taylor Way?
I have no idea.
Derek, you know this stuff.
It's at Hollyburn. Hollyburn's the border
West
right
Van.
there. On the other side is West Van.
You're wrong.
Derek says West Van.
It's West
What?
Van.
Well, that's where Derek hangs out. He's with the highbrow people.
It's on the west side of the Lionsgate Bridge. So I'm going West Van. Ian Furness joining us now from KJR
Ask him.
Sports Radio. Any Seattle geography you want to share with us, Ian?
What do you want to know? And great to be on with the legend, Hall of Famer, and Dolly. Good to be with you as well. Is West Van now highbrow? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Times change, right? Like my childhood growing up, my aunt and uncle lived in North Van, right below the mountain there, and then I had some other aunt and uncle that lived in Delta, and then my grandma lived in White Rock. So those are the places. And I always thought that West Van was the wrong side of the tracks, but that in Seattle, Magnolia and Queen Anne used to be kind of lowbrow, Ballard lowbrow. Now those are like high-end places. So times change, boys. Times change.
Yeah. Well, White Rock, where the elite live, is now considered a highbrow around here, right, Rick?
Yeah. South Surrey.
Yeah.
South Surrey's a nice area.
South Surrey. Nobody says South Surrey, fella. Nobody says that.
Hey, easy.
Especially if you're trying to sell your house. You don't say that, right?
Easy, pal. Easy, pal.
Hey, we're going to get a million submissions now.
Easy.
Hey, Seahawks win over Washington. Now, it was one of five, I'm sure you're aware of this, Ian, one of 5 NFL games last week that ended with, it was a record. Last play, field goals. Where's the entertainment value right now in the National Football League? Where do you think, what level is it at?
Probably great for the fans, bad for the coaches.
Yeah.
Coaches like, what do you got? Are you kidding me? Seattle's had 3 of those this year. And 3 actually, I should say they've had an overtime win, a final possession win against Cleveland in which they had to get like one stop, a Hail Mary type of thing. And then they had the field goal there. They also had the game in Cincinnati they lost, which was on the final possession as well. So there's been a lot of games. It feels like for us, the ones I've covered, we've had a lot of those games this season. But if you're the National Football, we just saw Monday Night Football as well, right? With the field goal that was missed, and then too many men on the field. They thought they were playing in Canada. They had 12 men, and away you go. And so next thing you know, it's been fun. I mean, listen, the NFL does it right. Like we joke on this show all the time. The NFL knows how to entertain. Parity is the name of the game in the league. That's why they have the salary cap. That's why they make it hard to keep dynasties together. The only way you do so is with an elite quarterback like a Tom Brady. And so the NFL does it right, and every week's fun. And especially now that they've embraced the world of wagering, i.e. sports gambling, it's really kind of become that and then some.
Yeah, I just think it's come a long way from 3 yards and a cloud of dust, which we grew up with. The entertainment level seems to be, in my opinion, off the charts. Kenneth Walker, 64-yard catch and run touchdown. Obviously, outstanding effort for him. What does number 9 mean to the Seattle Football Club?
A lot, but he needs to run the ball more, and it's not his choice. But that was, as you mentioned, Donnie, it was a catch and a run. But the thing we're wondering down here is, where did the running game go? They just seem to abandon it every game. And you mentioned it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Sometimes in football, you need to have 3 yards in a cloud of dust 2 or 3 times and start to wear down a defense, and then all of a sudden those 3 yards become 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seattle has just not been a patient team offensively, and because of that, We see Ken Walker with 3 or 4 carries, in the first drive or two, a few more in the second drive. Then all of a sudden there's this we were just talking about this yesterday. There's like weird gap, like in the second and third quarters where like they don't run the football. And no one can figure out why. Obviously the offensive line's beat up a little bit and they've gone through a lot of different, I think they'll start their 6th different one this week. So they've had all kinds of issues up there, but yeah, Ken Walker is a playmaker on offense. We saw that with the catch and run. I think everyone down here would like to see more of him, though, between the tackles and running the football downhill because, that's where he got 1,000 yards last year, not even as a starter at the beginning of the year.
Ian, your hockey club is 5-8-3, back-to-back home losses, but 18 shots against the Oilers, 19 against Colorado, and the one shot in the third with 90 seconds left was far away. What's going on with the offense there, or lack of?
Yeah, and as we all know, shots on goal are not all created equal, right? And so some of those numbers are even worse when you think about it because the high danger chances aren't there right now. They're a different. I think we've talked about this. They're a different hockey team, guys. They are just a different hockey team right now than they were the second half of last year, certainly through the postseason. And we were. I didn't do a deep dive, but I did like a scuba dive, I guess I would say, into the number that jumps out at me. In fact, I even reached out to our buddy Thomas Trance yesterday. I just said. I'm sorry. Can I not mention him? I probably can't mention him.
No, please.
It's regular.
All right.
Don't mention him.
Okay. Anyway, I reached out to somebody from The Athletic that I would trust with stats, and I said, "Did the NHL change the way that they that they give a hit out? And it used to be you get a hit by forcibly getting the puck off the other team's stick, right? Like a body check, and it forces a turnover. Effectively, not always a turnover, but you win a battle. Seattle was averaging over 40 hits a game when they were playing well last year. They're in the 10, 11, 12 range right now. They're not forechecking. They're not going. You guys saw these guys play when they were playing well. Get it in, go after the puck, cycle it down low, create a high danger scoring chance in front just by it was never pretty, right? But that's how they did it. They're not doing that right now. They're just flat out not doing that. And then you add to the fact that Matty Beniers is just MIA. He's just
one goal,
just missing in action. And I don't know, to me he looks a little timid out there. Hackstall's tried to juggle lines. They lay that egg on Monday against Colorado after they got smoked. How do you lose to a team on Saturday at home? I think they're 0-4-1 at home this year on Saturdays, by the way. You lose that game. And it was so unimpressive that the team still fired their coach the next day that beat you. Like, how does that happen? You have a borderline bag skate on Sunday, and you come out and you're worse on Monday. I don't know. It's an oddity down here. It's frustrating. They're missing an opportunity, guys. They are missing an opportunity. They had all this momentum last year. The non-hockey fan was becoming a hockey fan. The TV numbers are up. The radio numbers were up. Our streaming numbers when we talk hockey were up. All the things were trending up in the right direction, and they have just absolutely punted that opportunity for momentum by just coming out of the gate as slow as they have.
Well, you got the Huskies going great. You got the Seahawks. You got the Sounders in round 2 of the playoffs.
Yep.
You just made a good point. Are they in danger? And I'll tell you something else. If you're not in a playoff spot by Thanksgiving, 23% of those teams, it's not good for them.
Listen, I know all those nerd stats about American Thanksgiving, whatever. That's fine. But you know what? Are you going to tell me that if Edmonton is below 500, they got no chance? I think they'd have a chance.
They got got 2 players there that are 2 of the best in the world. Anyway,
so does Seattle. They've got what do they got? Megna and
Jared McCann.
Yeah, Jared McCann.
Jared McCann.
I bring up Megna. He's been a scratch every game for some reason. He's still up here, but they. No, I know the stats, and the numbers don't lie. They've got to get it going, and it doesn't get easier because they play Edmonton again tonight in Edmonton, City of Champions, Alberta, Canada. There we go. Let's go. So they're up in the City of Champions today, and that might not be pretty. But they're weird. Then they'll go out. They won in Tampa on the road. They won in Denver on the road, and then they come home and they're just not good. They're a strange hockey team, but they've got to start playing like they did last year, and it doesn't take much to see that they're not playing that same way.
Okay, back to your house in Denny Blaine, or is it Broadmoor or Laurelhurst? I'm looking at the 5 most expensive neighborhoods and richest neighborhoods in Seattle.
What are they in order?
Denny Blaine, Broadmoor, Laurelhurst, Madison Park, and Windermere.
Well, that's just Seattle. That's just Seattle proper.
Yeah.
That's not even including Medina, which is over by Bellevue and places like that. No, that's just Seattle proper. And nobody wants to live in Seattle.
No, apparently some people do.
Well, I guess you can because Broadmoor's a gated community, so you can live there. Shockingly, I haven't been there often. I'm not sure why.
You're the reason they have gates.
We need a gate where I live out here in Maple Valley, God's country, southeast King County. That's what we need. We need a gate out here as well, but I don't know. I'd be the gatekeeper. I wouldn't let you guys in. I know that. Right now. No chance.
Borrow Dollywall's gate. He's in a gated community. Hey, Ian, thanks for this.
You are a gated community guy, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Are you kidding? I grew up in the tough streets of Queensboro. That's not gated.
Yeah, you've moved on from there.
This guy lives on a mountain. He lives on a mountain on a mansion.
Like the Grinch.
And just like that, his heart grew 10 sizes.
Yeah.
Same build.
Exactly.
I got the build of the Grinch when he stuffed his pillow in his stomach. That's what I got.
Yeah. Thanks for this, Ian.
Anytime, fellas.
Thanks. Ian Furness, KJR Sports Radio, Fox 13 Sports.